Hello, guys. Today I would like to talk about people who didn't get into NEET PG seat, and well, some got good ranks, but they didn't get the desired seat. So, what happens is, if you continue with MBBS, what is the future in India? So, some are saying that it is saturated, and some are saying it is not saturated. So, this video is to address all those issues and see, some people are asking me what all we can do after MBBS, like healthcare management, or should we go into some kind of a social media, uh, as a career, or some are asking, can we go for medical writing as a career, or some are asking me, can we go into some kind of telemedicine services. See, all those things would work as a side hustles, according to me, when you have a full time job. For example, if you have a 9 to 4 job, after you go home, you'll have enough time, right? That time, some people do stock market, some people do medical writing, some people do, social media as a career, some people do other things. But it cannot be a full time because there are people dependent on you, right? So you have kids dependent on your, or if you don't have kids, then your parents, whom you need to send some money to them so that they need to actually buy their medicines with that, or you have some sick people. So it goes on like that. For that, you need to have a full-time job. So in this video, what I'm going to tell you is that with MBBS, if you start an OPD, and which place to start, and how much money you can earn, I would like to show you. You can see on the screen, and this is the calculation, rough calculation I have done, and monthly around, according to my calculation, after paying salaries and everything, you can earn anywhere between 3 to 6 lakh rupees, depending on, it also depends upon your talking skills and your knowledge also. But when you're practicing with MBBS, you wouldn't require much knowledge, more of talking skills. So before going into which place to start, I'll tell you, just for your understanding sake, how much will be the OPD charges in India roughly. This is the average price you can see here in different places. There are tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 places. On an average, I can see around 300, 200, 200, 200, 300, 300, 300, 200, 300, something like that it goes on. So for my math calculation, I roughly took around 200 rupees as your OPD charge. You can keep it 100 rupees also, because some people are even taking 30, 50, 20 rupees also. But for the calculation sake, I took 200 rupees for as the OPD charge. And the next is, I'll show you the press release. This is a press release. So in the last year, why I'm showing this press release is that how many people are there in each medical council. They calculated in Andhra Pradesh Medical Council, there are around 1 lakh people in allopathic section. So why I'm showing this is, you can see here in Arunachal Pradesh, and then Goa, and then Himachal, and then Jharkhand, and then Mizoram, Nagaland, mainly northeast places, and Tripura. So all these places, actually very few doctors are there, and so it makes sense if you start rural practice in these areas, because the people are very short. But it doesn't make much sense if you start in Andhra Pradesh, where 1 lakh people are there, in Karnataka 1.3 lakh people, and Maharashtra 1.8 lakh people are there, because you would be competing directly with the MD general medicine people there. If you're planning to start with medicine, it would be tougher in those areas. So this is the list that you need to see, and then you need to plan your OPD. But by default, there is another article where they assessed, how many people actually are in the rural places, and they found that there is a significant shortage in rural places. So what happens is, in the list which I showed, most of the people would want to settle in cities. So if you go to a rural place, then by default you will be one of the only doctors in that area. So anywhere between 30 to 50,000 population, if you select, you will be one or two. There will be 1 or 2 general physicians there. You can aramse set up your practice there. Now let's go into the calculation of how actually I'm going to get your financial calculations. So for example, if you set up a small OPD in a rural place, then anyway, since very few doctors would be there, very common ailments will come, like fever, cough, cold, and all that. So anywhere between 25 to 30 people you can expect. So I made the math with 30 people, and if you're charging 200 rupees, anywhere between 6,000 rupees you can get in a day. and in a month it will be 1.8 lakh rupees. Okay, so 30 into 6. So this is the basic foundation for doctor's practice. So, but this is not the only way you can get money in rural places. There are other ways of getting money. See, but the thing is, according to IMA and other societies, they won't allow doctors to have their own pharmacy and laboratory and all that. But what you can do is you can actually be an investor in a company. Company can have their pharmacy and also their laboratory services and all that. So if you have in-house pharmacy, then if you're seeing 30 patients in a day, in that 70% of the people would buy medicines, right? If they're buying medicines, an average cost of medicines per patient would be around 200 to 300 rupees, because common tablets you would be writing. And in all the medicines, profit margin would be anywhere between 10 to 20%. If you calculate 20%, then you would make anywhere between 30 to 40,000 rupees per month from the pharmacy. Okay, so this is the very common thing which is done in India, and officially it shouldn't be done. But the thing is, if you are doing it like a company and if you're an investor in that, maybe you can do it. But this is how it is going on. Okay, and then a diagnostic lab also, if you have some kind of collaboration with either your investor or if you're sending to that particular lab, in a day, for example, 15 patients of your from your OPD are going for some CBC, RFT, and basic ultrasound or something, ECG, all these things. If you're doing, then the profit margin in lab would be more than medicines. Around 30 to 50% profit margin would be there. If 15 of your patients are going there, then in a day, anywhere between 3 to 5,000 would come. In a month, around 80,000 to 90,000 or up to 1 lakh can come from a laboratory collaboration. This is not the only thing. There are other areas like referral fees also would be there, because when you see a surgical patient or when you see a patient who's sick who can be referred to a place, then what happens is usually there will be something called as a referral fee. And if you refer only 5 patients in a month, that is very minimum from a particular rural place to city or a town or the next immediate hospital which is nearby, around 30 to 40 kilometers or something. If you arrange an ambulance and send there, if you have an ambulance service also, it would be better. But if you don't have, you can collaborate and get the ambulance and send them there. And from the referral fees, anywhere between 50,000 to 1 lakh you can earn in a month. And then there will be other way of earning also called as the imaging referral fees. For example, in a day when you're seeing 30 patients, 5 patients would require some kind of ultrasound or a CT scan or some basic things. In rural places, CT scan, MRI wouldn't be there, but ultrasound, if some local nearby town is having an ultrasound or a CT scan, then if you're referring at least 3 to 5 patients in a day to them, then anywhere between 1,000 rupees would be given as the referral fee. I calculated very minimal. If it is MRI, it will be more, but anywhere between 80,000 to 1 lakh can be earned through this referral for MRI, CT scan and ultrasound. So if you calculate all these ways, then what happens is anyway the final summary of the earnings you can see on the screen. OPD consultations would be anywhere between 1.8 lakhs in a month. Pharmacy, if you take 20% as profit margin, anywhere between 30 to 40,000 you'll get. And diagnostic lab, if you have collaboration, anywhere between around 1 lakh you would get from there. And referral fees around 1 lakh, and imaging referral fees around 1 lakh. If you take around 5.8 lakhs is a little exaggerated number, I can understand totally, but anywhere between 3 to 6 lakhs you can earn, and this totally depends upon more than your knowledge, how you actually maintain relationship with the patients and also how you talk to them. So this is the kind of income you can earn in a rural place. I encourage more people to go to a rural place. If some IMA person or somebody is watching this video, don't think that I'm actually encouraging all these referral systems. The intention of this video is to refer more doctors to rural places. So if they see this video, they will get inspired, and they will show more favor towards going to rural places where there is actual scarcity of doctors, and you can actually also eliminate quacks from that area. That is my long-term intention, because since you are not there, quack is there. If you are there, why will a quack be there? You only understand the logic behind. So if I am a person is watching this, this is my particular opinion. We have to inspire people to go there. We can't force somebody to go there. So there's a saying, right? Horse you can only take to a river, but you can't make it drink water. In the same way, you have to inspire people to go to smaller places, not forcing them by putting all the bonds and all those things. Okay. Anyway, so but there is a reality check. When you're going to rural place, there are some problems also. I have to tell that there is no infrastructure in that particular place for everything. You need to refer the patients to other places. But even in that way, you would make money. And there is a professional isolation. I can understand when I was practicing in a town, when I was doing some high risk case, I would actually want somebody to appreciate me, but nobody was there that time. So that is one issue. So you'd be dealing a lot of high risk cases, but since you cannot publish and cannot present everything in a conference, and you would like some peers around you to see and appreciate you when you do good quality work, but that wouldn't be there in these small places. And the living conditions would be poor because the sanitation, basic amenities and all that, but still there you can build. If you have money, if you are earning 3 to 6 lakhs in a month, you can build a very good place for yourself, and you can hire more people there in a cheaper cost. Your The quality of life would be lesser, but the expenditure would be very low. You can actually rebuild your whole city kind of life if you have money in a rural place also, and I've seen many doctors doing that. Okay. And the safety concerns are an issue, I can understand, because the village people will be it's a double-edged sword. Either they will totally appreciate and touch your legs, at the same time they will attack you also if something goes wrong. And my uh, recommendation, what do you call, suggestion is to show empathy towards them. Just because somebody is poor doesn't mean that you should treat them with empathy and give that respect. Try to explain, even for the poorest of the poorest people, everything about the disease. Let them see whether they understand or not is secondary. At least they will see the intention in you, that you are trying to explain everything to them. That is the best way of doing it. I usually do that. And whether the other person is understanding or not is secondary. I try to explain what is there in the MRI scan and everything to the patient, so that they will at least see the intention in you, that you are actually trying to explain them about the condition of the relative, and the body language, everything they would see. That is more important. You sit like a don in the chair, and then if you are not explaining properly, they will get irritated. Okay, the way you deal with the patient relatives and the mob will really matter. And down to earth and humble nature, if you have, that would actually help in a smaller place. And many of my colleagues are working in rural places and are still enjoying in those places. So because they develop deeper community connections, they become the most respectable people in that society. Any big event is that they will be the chief guest. Then their speech, any program should start with their speech. Any function, they would be the chief guest. So that kind of importance you get there, which you wouldn't get in a metro. See, I stay in a gated community. My next apartment person wouldn't be knowing me. But there, if I go to a rural place, the whole community, even though it is small, would be knowing me. It would be respected more. So even in a certain part of life, after you cross 50, maybe you would want that kind of importance also, because what happens is your kids will grow and leave you, and then you will be alone that time. That time what happens is, if somebody is giving you importance, you will feel better, because that's when you have a nucleus accumbens in your brain. I told you in one of the videos, it releases dopamine. So when you are in the phase very young and you're achieving something, it will come. But after 50, what happens is, you have reached a stage of life where the dopamine release is not happening, and then that is a stage where you can go into depression. So at that point of time, if you're in a small place, and if you're being given importance in the place by local people, then the dopamine will keep releasing, and you can actually push on for some more time. So coming to conclusion of this particular video, so only with MBBS you can still thrive in smaller places, not in metros, and but the only way is to run an OPD, and you can earn anywhere between 3 to 6 lakh rupees according to my calculation. But it won't happen from the day one. It will take 2-3 years time. See, anything to build it will take years. So 3 to 4 years it will take to reach this position, but because local people wouldn't trust immediately, they will have their reservations, so they will take some time. 2-3 years it will take. When you give results, anywhere you have to give result, whether it's a rural place or a metro or anywhere, you have to give result. Once you start giving results, you will build a practice there. So keep the time frame of 3 years, you will reach this position. And I would encourage more people to do this and start from early. See, the PG and super specialty and hyper specialty, I've done a video now. If you want to thrive in cities, the way is to niche down to one area and do it. Either do it like that, or totally just start a business like this in a rural place with MBBS, and either ways you can shine. Okay. And what if other MD general medicine doctors are coming and competing? This See, what happens is even a general medicine doctor comes in a rural place, they wouldn't understand the value of all these degrees. Okay, so a person who's there since 3 4 years time, who has set up his base there, who has more deeper connections with more people, would actually get more patients. And a general medicine guy wouldn't want to come to a rural place and settle. So you don't think that you will get competition from a big super specialty or UK written guy. They would always want to stay in a metro, and they will compete with similar kind of people. And your competition will be another MBBS guy only. And by the time he comes, you're already set up right. You will always have that beginner advantage. Try to find areas where nobody is there, and you will surely thrive. So that is the intention of this video. So with only MBBS also you can survive. That is why I did this video. Don't feel bad that you will not gotten a wrong rank in the NEET, and don't keep on going into depression and all that. You can still survive like this. So if you want I'm doing a series of videos which are only for members, and regular videos also. Few days early, if you want to see, you can join the channel, and you can be a member in that. And all the members actually we might meet in separate Zoom meetings in future. Okay, so see you guys. Thank you for following the video till now. Thank you very much.